It is said that it's a small world. And yet, in today's world, perspectives broaden, options and opportunities multiply. Today, Greek engineering consulting firms design the future. Projects that will improve our quality of life tomorrow in Greece and the entire world. Most major Greek engineering consulting firms are members of Hellasco, the Hellenic Association of Consulting Firms.
In ancient Greece, too, the role of the engineer in major construction works was of great importance and responsibility. I would refer to a remarkable example of the large industrial building in Piraeus, 4th century BCE. In that building, the so-called skevothiki, the armature and the equipment of 134 triremes of the Athenian fleet was stored and maintained. The designer was Philon, the son of Exastekidis from Elefsis. Great old times, great works, and I believe that this may be a good example for modern Greek engineers.
In the last few decades, some of the most important and demanding projects in Europe in terms of size and technical difficulty were designed in Greece. The motorway networks which altered the country's roadmap. The railway network that reduced commuting time and facilitated transportation. The environmental and the natural resources management projects, such as wastewater treatment plants, large dams, and power plants. The modern public health institutions and private hospitals. The most important business and commercial centers, as well as holiday resorts. Projects that will serve Greeks as well as millions of tourists visiting the country. Finally, projects exhibiting and promoting culture throughout Greece.
Greek engineers had traditionally the tendency to incorporate some more mathematics in their own technical works, and this was clear enough during the 70s and the 80s. Nowadays, several Greek firms, consulting firms, they develop their own software, computer software, for their technical projects. And in the specific case of much more complex or unique technical works, they refer to some large installations of Greek laboratories, university laboratories, in order to test models, large-scale models, like harbors or even buildings on shaking tables. And I consider that this is a major contribution of science into our technical work.
Greek consulting firms, members of Hellasco, operate under a common code of ethics. They provide customized services for a wide range of technical and development projects, offering complete turnkey solutions. Greek engineers possess valuable expertise and know-how. Through their involvement in the design and implementation of all kinds of projects for the 2004 Summer Olympics in Athens, with a total value of approximately 10,500 million euros, Greek engineering consulting firms accumulated substantial know-how. Greek engineers were given the chance to demonstrate their insight and exercise their skills under exceptionally demanding circumstances and tight deadlines.
I would like to signify one more quality of Greek engineers. They live in a country with a rather complex morphology, a regular relief, and high seismicity. Therefore, it comes to no surprise that Greek engineers, for 20 years now, they have contributed to the formulation of the European Seismic Design Code. And furthermore, they are highly specialized in designs regarding earthquakes and seismic research, and this is something which I also consider is of major importance in modern design.
Since joining the European Union in 1981, Greece has received approximately 70 billion euros in funds that were allocated to infrastructure development, thus offering Greek engineering consulting firms experience on standards and directives adopted and applied by the European Union. Given the good relations of Greece with its neighboring countries in Southeast Europe and the Arab world, Greek engineering consulting firms have a prominent presence abroad, being actively involved in the design and consultancy of major projects, especially in those countries, but also all over the world. They offer top-quality services at a competitive price and look for the maximum possible involvement of the local consultants. The consulting firms offer complete services for technical and development projects with know-how, innovation, speed, promptness, expertise, and human potential with vision that builds projects which are modern, imposing, human, and environmentally friendly. Projects traveling throughout the world. Projects utilized by everybody. Projects which will remain for the entire world to use.